Apparently my stream deck wasn't plugged in correctly. Hello. That wasn't an unplug, that was a plug. That was me fixing my stream deck because it wasn't plugged in right. You're alive? Hello, Blackout. And Joanne and Val, Henry, Irish, and Hodge. And Liam. Yeah, sometimes you need to give it a kick, Hodge. It can be a bit funky at times. So we will be doing a harvest soon and just kind of preparing the animal areas to deal with the harvest. Because I need to fast forward time, and fast forwarding time means the animals will be producing stuff, and that's going to be problematic if I don't have them prepared. Later stream today, kind of, I just was running late with the whole setup. Do the Anderson stackers, the round bale stackers do, the square bale stackers only work with square bales. I've been told, by the way, to tell you guys, Landy won't be streaming today. I got a message from him on Facebook, he won't be streaming, because he wrecked his voice last night streaming, and he doesn't particularly want to go through that again. So that's all the updates I have on everything, pretty much. Did I stream yesterday? Yes. What time did I finish? Probably about 7. Henry, I've got some stuff to test for tomorrow and some stuff to work on for tomorrow for the Flight Sim stream. Hey, Zombie King. For those of you that don't know, the Flight Sim streams actually involve a lot of work in setup and beforehand, so basically tonight is written off for me testing stuff for the Flight Sim stream. Hey Pat, how am I? Sorry, not for most of the streams, schoolwork though. School has to come ahead of entertainment. And as much as I'd like, you know, 1 million people to be in every stream, I'd much prefer people got their school stuff done, whether that's homework or studying or whatnot, than, yeah, and do well in school than for them to be here every day. So don't worry about that one bit, Pat. Yours is entertainment, then school? You got your priorities backwards, Henry. Trust me. How are the sheeps? That's the only remaining concern with setup. Pretty sure it's this I've gotta. I don't remember what I got a pallet fork for. I think it was this. This is the unfortunate bit of having a butt ton of animals and needing to fast forward time is there is a lot of work needs to be put in to make sure that you're not going to fast forward and make a mess out of everything. There's the pallet fork. Hey Paul, I'm doing good, thank you very much. Timelapse DJ, how am I? I'm doing good. Woke up a bit late today. I've been having one of those days where I just don't want to wake up. I just want to lie in bed and be warm all day, and that's why I'm starting the stream a bit late. There's no point in pretending there's any other excuse. I was just being in bed, being lazy and comfortable and warm. And the stream suffered as a result of it, but I was nice and comfortable and happy. Did I hear Silver's new video on Oakfield? It's probably something that we told him last night when he was on TeamSpeak, DJ. But please do share. I don't watch Silver's videos all that much, because I tend to find the news anyway. I usually just look at Silver's titles and then look up the news myself. I'm gonna be honest. Might come out tomorrow. I would hope so, with how much Giants have been screwing Oxy over. Because it's been failing on some really dumb stuff. Like, the latest fail is the dumbest I've ever seen. It failed because he keyed the map. I mean, it's on, you know, Marwell was allowed through with key. Problem is, Liam, is different testers will have different standards. This is the big problem me and Landy have been complaining about with mod testing, is that different testers will have different standards. So at the end of the day, you'll have somebody pass it or find like one solitary issue, and then the next person will find 5 others. Because there's just massive inconsistency in the way mods are tested with Giants. And that's something Giants need to work on. It really is. Because, oh, I've just got the Egg Lord achievement apparently. That should have been long enough for the oats to grow. There we go. If that maps, the game will die. Pretty much. There we go. Great demand at South Views Barn. That's probably for straw or canola. Is there silage? I'm going ham. It's for grass? Weird flex. Is this fully fert? I have no idea. Nor do I particularly care. I should get the game trailers on Jenny 7610 mod list. Where did you get them from? Because I don't want to get mods that are from dodgy sites. Don't get them, they have issues. I'm not surprised. Here's the thing, and it's no disrespect to anybody who does this. Zero disrespect, full props to somebody who can get them working in-game. NI modding mods, the Kane traders are a good example, have been always horrific to try and convert. NI modding had a habit of putting in weird scripts that were really cool on FS13, but as the games come on now, FS15 NI modding mods were almost impossible to convert, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse and harder and harder and harder. And because it's getting harder and harder and harder, the conversions don't end up as good as they could be. So fair play to the guys that can figure out how to get them to work in game. I'll give them full props. The problem is, because NI modding in FS13 put in some weird and wonderful stuff, it's very difficult to get their stuff to work correctly now. Hey Mark. So I'm not going to use any NI modding converts just because they're not going to work very well. This is the long and the short of it. I would love a set of Kane trailers though. So if there's somebody out there who wants to make trailers, I'd recommend some Kanes, because everybody loves them. Hey Sam. And Bradley. But I'm not going to knock people who are fine using mods that I don't like. Because like my standards are particularly high when it comes to mods, so I'm going to be way pickier than most other people. Bailey Pack, the Bailey traders were good in 17. I'll give you that. But that wasn't in a modding convert, Sam. They were, from what I understand, made from the ground up. Wonder if Oxy will do... No, he won't, DJ. There was a discussion about this. Giants won't let him release an extended version of the map. For some reason. I don't know why, but they won't. That discussion's already happened about Marwell Extended. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. But... fortunately, I guess? Positive side? It means more new maps from Oxy. Can't wait for new maps, wait for 19, no conversions, yeah. But looking at how much trouble Oxy's having, and I mean, Oxy really is the standard bearer for any mapper in the world. He's having big issues with getting mods out, so I can't imagine there'll be people having no issues. Can you not make it bigger and update? I don't know. I really don't know, Bradley. What I heard was Giants said no to an extended version. Which purback can be finished by another person who has more time too. Sam, let Tom finish that himself. I'm really, really, really glad that Tom didn't rush it out. Because that map has a lot of promise, and Tom has a bad habit of rushing things and kind of taking a bit of the shine away towards the end of a map building process. He's done it in the past. I'm really glad he hasn't done it again. Because that map is looking stunning, and I want it to be as good as it can be. Hey, Simulator Gaming, you bought your PC. Very nice, Michael. You guys might notice that any criticism I have of somebody is always followed up by, but they're really good anyway. Especially Tom. He has issues with time management and issues with rushing things occasionally, but he's a really good mapper. Ronnie Johansson, hello, and Phil. What if it's not done by FS21? Well, then he can convert it and finish it there. I don't see the big issue. He works quickly, though. Even when he's not rushing, he works quickly. He's one of the faster mappers out there. He's no... You know, he doesn't work at Oxy speed. I don't think anybody can work at Oxy speed. But he's fast. Went for the G920 after all, so was the next box. Which might have been poor call. Well, I mean, if it'll work with the PC and Xbox, it's a good call, because you now have a wheel for 2 different platforms for the price of 1 wheel. Marwell's taking a while to download. That's due to slow internet, probably, unfortunately. What's Oxy's map? That is for 19, like, not Marwell. This has never been out before. Sure, he started in 17, but it wasn't out in 17. As far as I'm aware, he's not really got any plans for a brand new map as of yet. Marwell was his experimental map. And his experiments worked well. Oakfield is causing him some issues, none of which could have been predicted by the testing people testing it, including myself and Landy. We found the issues the Giants would traditionally find, and that was about it. And the Giants got really picky. Knaves extended. See, here's the thing. Knaveswell I never liked. I know that my most successful series was on Knaveswell, the multiplayer of Simifag. I never liked that map. Never got on with it. I enjoyed the series. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the multiplayer of Simifag. But the map never really did anything for me. It was just playing with Simifag was what I enjoyed about that. And I have no idea why the map didn't work for me. Because it's the kind of map that I traditionally like. It's tight, it's small, it's narrow, it's horrifically dirty and messy. But it just didn't do anything for me. How come I'm looking forward to Purbeck? Because as much as I never liked Knaveswell, it was a very good map. I can not like something and think it's very good. In much the same way as I can like something and think it's terrible. Landy's not DJ. He made the decision before I even started streaming at about 4:30-ish that he wasn't gonna stream. Oh, come on, there we go. He made the decision before I started streaming that he wasn't gonna stream because yesterday he basically blew his voice out again. And he didn't want to repeat that today. He didn't want to ruin his throat today and be down and out for tomorrow or whatever, so he he's been dealing with a sore throat all week, DJ. And yeah, he made it worse last night by streaming. So he's made the, I would say, quite smart decision to not stream today. As much as it'll frustrate you guys. Is VF streaming? I have no idea. I don't follow, I'm sure somebody will be horrifically offended by this. I don't follow when VF streams or not. I've had an accident and I need to recover the John Deere. Oh, because I mean, well, now I can recover it. I just had, I'm an idiot. When will be another stream? I mean, what? Okay. I didn't even do anything to flip it. That's the thing. It just flipped. That was different. Oh god, now Lord Honkerton's gonna get going on this. Shush, I'm moving it out of the way. That's never happened before. Where the tractor's just decided, I'm flipping now. And it just went... That's minus 100. Hey Jake. 6920 looks nice on this map. I wish there were more John Deere mods out on the mod hub. Really do. Because that's something that we're kind of lacking. See you, DJ. Hello, goats. Sometimes you really think it's good that I don't have a tractor license. That's... You know, that's probably a fair thing to say, William. That's probably a very fair thing to say. Small JDs would be nice, like, so yeah, I'd love that. Will I play Marwell after it's released? Probably. I'm not going to make promises. Will there be a stream on tomorrow? Yes, on Flight Sim. Tomorrow is gonna be a pretty long leg of the world tour. We're flying from... I think it's Mali we're flying from? Is it Mali? Yeah, Mali up to the Western Sahara. So we're going to be flying over Mauritania. Don't do that. And it'll be in a jet. It'll be in the Challenger 300. And I have heard rumors that there will be other people on VATSIM at the time. I've heard rumors there's going to be a quite large formation going to Western Sahara tomorrow from Mali, including because I'll be flying a Challenger 300, which is a jet which can fly fairly fast, and I've heard that the other planes coming along are going to be a Boeing 737 and a McDonnell Douglas MD-11. Which is a wide-body trijet. That's going to be interesting to watch. I'm sure if I can get Traff involved, he can figure out something ridiculous to fly as well. He'll be glad to hear it's a jet lag, and he'll hop into something silly. We're looking forward to Oakfield and Peterville. Peterville I'm looking forward to. MJ's having issues though. The only thing about not getting mods from dodgy websites is I miss out on good mods. Yes, but I also miss out on terrible ones. And I'd much prefer to get mods that I know were uploaded by the original creator of the mod than a good mod that was stolen from the original creator of the mod. Hello, Kane. Which is why I'm very picky with mod sites. Does anyone know some new news on High Lanes? That rings a bell, but I don't know where from. Could you explain what you're talking about there, William? Because that name rings a bell, but I can't quite place it. Oh, Dusty's map. I've heard nothing. I've heard nothing. Forbidden Mods is alright. The Forbidden Mod team is. Again, I'm super picky about stuff. Does Oakfield have any extra crops? No. Oxy, I'll be honest, Reese, Oxy makes his maps for console as well as PC, so PC gets a few extra bells and whistles, but by and large, his maps will always have just the default crops. Obviously, yes, I was using it yesterday, Matty. It is adorable. And I'll have you know, it's not called the Series 4, it's called Babby Deutz. Or Fat Bertha, depending on how I feel. Any nice textures such as Plough on Oakfield? I think Oakfield has the same textures as Marwell. It didn't have a 17... Oh, it did, didn't it? It's the Deutz that hate sales. If you put the wide Trelleborg tires on it, it becomes Fat Bertha. Vilmain Field 18. I think Oxy doesn't trust Multifruit all that much anymore, because Multifruit caused all sorts of problems from 17. Because he had to actually basically rewrite how Multifruit works in 17 to get it to work on Oakfield. And the number of people available to test Oakfield in 17 were much larger, honestly. A few of the Frontier guys just don't play 19. Hello, Silver. Sikan. I hear, Silver, you've been reporting that Oakfield might be out tomorrow. Is there any reason behind you reporting this, or are you just saying it in the same way that I say, oh, it might be out any given day? Like, have you been talking to Oxy? Is it actually past testing? Exploitation's tires. You're just saying it might. So same as me saying it'll be out on a day. Which might be tomorrow, yeah. Hopefully, it will be. Because I want people to play Oakfield. I want people to be able to play it. It's back in testing, so you never know. Yeah. If it fails on something stupid again, Landy's gonna have words, I think. I get the distinct feeling Landy will have words if it fails on something stupid again. He was so happy when I told him the reasons were said in the stream. It allowed him to go off on that rant yesterday. Oh dear. I don't blame him. I don't blame him either, because like this map is allowed to have a key, but Oakfield's not. It should not have. I'm with you there, Paul. Like, if Oakfield's gonna fail on the map key, well, what about this? That's a map key. It's in fact the exact same as the Oakfield map key. That's a key. See the map border and forest here up on the top right of the map? That's a key. I'll tell you what these mean. That's what Oakfield fell down. I wish I was making that up. I really do. Steve, there's always going to be people who want more maps than FSUK. I've known it as a legend too, but it can also be, it can interchangeably be called a key. Yeah, I've got the distinct feeling it's the new QA guys are, I don't want to say causing the problem, but are maybe being a bit nervous and overly strict at times, so they don't get shouted at for getting a bad mod or a map up on the mod hub, I would presume. Is it possible? No. It's not possible for some text on the map. Because it's not even using a hot zone. It's literally just photoshopped in on Oakfield. So there's a 0% chance that it is causing some sort of issue on console. It's literally just I think the new guys being a bit nervous and unintentionally causing problems. To give them the full benefit of the doubt there. I'm with you there, Silver. It helps as well, because like if I was looking for the forest on here, I wouldn't know where to look, because you look down here, there's a huge bunch of trees here, but the forest is up here. Does PC have a limit on the number of vehicles? No. No, PC doesn't have a slot system at all. You can have as much or as little as you want on any given map. The thing is, I've been saying before, Giants know that mods are integral to the success or failure of the game. Because they can see every other, you know, they watch every other farming game, they follow everything. And they see the likes of... Hayden, could you shoot Traff a message and let him know free reign on whatever he wants to fly tomorrow on the tour? Because I'm kind of hoping he chooses like a 747 or something completely out of place. Literally as much as your PC can handle, you can have on a map. Which is both good and bad, because I've seen mods that have bugs so bad that they just wipe save games before. Which is part of the reason I'm being super picky and only using ModHub mods, by the way. Oh, that's this full. Okay. Do 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 do. I'm sure Traff will show up with something completely out of left field tomorrow. Which, considering there is apparently going to be a 737 and MD-11, I don't think it's possible, actually. Even total 1,000 mods. Oh my god, that's too many. Even when I thought I'd gone overboard on mods, I only had like 200. So this is gonna sound silly, but once we got the harvest done of the oats, I'm gonna rent a truck. And the trailer that got released the other day, harvest I'm not anticipating finishing today, and so the title's starting the harvest. Once the harvest is done, I'm going to be renting a truck and the new trailer that was released recently, the bulker, and I'm going to be selling off everything in storage, which I think is about 200,000 litres of oats. Yeah, 200,000 litres of oats and 30,000 litres of canola. Steve, not everybody has tons of mods. They're not 100% necessary to enjoy the game. I'm fairly sure there's people who just like download maps and they're happy with that. Are you familiar with the Pinky map? Never heard of it. To be honest, I've never heard of most of the stuff that's in the testing list at the moment. Hoping there's something cool in there. There's no point in having that many mods. There's no point in having any more than like 100 mods. Really. Because you're never going to use that many on any given map anyway. Also, hello, literally 5 minutes out of bed. Well, hello, Hayden. Good morning. Or good afternoon, or whatever time it is over there. Console version of Manor got tested today, and how many fails were there, Nathan? Actually, console version being tested means it passed PC testing, which is a bonus. I've got somewhere around the 60 region, roughly. I don't have many. I actually need to go through my folder and delete a few already, because I did download a couple just for the mod spotlight I did the other day. I need to do another one of those, actually. Hey, Irish Farming. By the way, for those of you who were around during the last mod contest, I will be doing video spam again. I'm gonna be very honest. I'm gonna spam videos about the mod contest again, and break it up into one video per mod and have them be super quick fire, just like I did last time. Because I quite liked the format I used for the mod contest in 17. Hey David, an Irish Farming. A few from unsavory sites, but there's a couple of tractions you really wanted from 17. That's fair enough. I'm not going to criticize people for using dodgy sites. I'm just not going to use them myself. Short videos for the win. Well, the joy of doing short videos, especially for the mod contest silver, is I can bulk render them. Like, I can set up a render with literally all of them ready to go and just set it up to go overnight. Or edit while rendering or something like that, whereas last time I had to individually render every video, which was a pain. This time I've got a slightly different setup that allows me to bulk render and bulk edit. Can't wait for Oakfield. I think a lot of people can't wait for Oakfield. There we go. Kind of sucks that it's being messed about and testing a bit. Hey Sean, you haven't watched anything from in a while, I haven't really been playing much. I've only really been playing during streams, so I know that feeling. I don't really watch Farm Sim all that much either. You guys might notice that by me not being or being like absent from like every stream. Don't really find Farm Sim all that enjoyable to watch anymore. Still on the testing list? Yeah, hopefully that's a retest. Hopefully that's a retest that'll pass. Hey, Dusty. How is it going, my dude? How's work on the mod contest map going? Are Nathan's errors easy to fix? Probably. I could probably talk him through fixing a decent few. You haven't touched the map in weeks. You are such a terrible slacker, Dave. Hey, Oxy. In before Oxy gets a million questions about Oakfield. Yeah. I need to sort out my cables around my desk. They've just burned out of it now. Yeah, I can understand that, Sean. I can completely understand that. Fingers crossed, Oxy. I'm pretty sure I know what Landy told you last night. I second that. Because that, or it was either last night or the night before, recently at least, with regards Oakfield and testing, I second what he said. Because it's getting silly. It's almost as if Giants don't want mods coming out. See, that one I don't mind, Oxy. That one's a fine fail, because actually me and Landy never thought of testing that. Yeah, that one's fine. Because you can get stuck on those feed troughs so easily. So I'm fine with that being a fail. That is something that can yeah, cause issues. That is the dumbest fail I've ever heard, though. See inconsistency coming back, just when we thought Giants had sorted it. Hey, Hedgehog! Just when we thought Giants had sorted the inconsistency problem, it rears its ugly bloody head again. I'm doing well with creating straight lines without the need for GPS today. They're also sneaking give you material for material 013 with a missing map and sausage material in the map, but there is a material 001 with a missing map. GG. Okay. Holy crap, yeah! Oh my god, Hayden, thank you so much. There's 33 litres left in the tank. And I'm using 100 litres an hour. So it's still probably like 2 hours worth of fuel in this, but yeah. Should have used the new gas can mod. Why is that when I can just ram the ram the giant gas tank and have no issues? How can I tell how many years are left? The info box. See the little box right above my fuel? That's telling me how many liters are left. Actually, I'll be honest, I prefer the 17 colour of blue, because new blue is grey and a bit dull. In terms of the sky detail, I prefer 19 skies, but the actual colour of blue, 17 got it spot on. How's that for a specific answer to the question? Hey, SFDM. Giants will complain about the 8K textures. I'll tell you that right now for nothing, Oxy. And they'll probably complain about the 17 Sky being out. They have said to me in the past that you don't need anything beyond... You don't need anything beyond 1080p. Or even 2K is kind of pushing it. In terms of textures. One personal use. Ah, yeah. Just remember what I told you back in, when was it, November? Little tidbits of info that I gave you. Because one of them, I believe, was that textures don't need to be insanely huge. Yeah, it just looks permanently overcast. That's supposed to be a blue sky, though. Like, if you go away from the sun, it is a really nice shade of blue. The problem is the HDR makes it just look grey, because it wipes all the colour out of it. Which is what, it's what HDR is supposed to do, but you're actually supposed to counter that with a much deeper shade of blue. Like, you're supposed to counter HDR with having a very deep blue sky. Aiden's bored of me talking technical stuff about games. Also, hello, Mauro. I wouldn't say it's them not being great with immersion. It's them wanting maps files to be as small as is humanly possible. And the reasoning behind that is console, because they've got very limited availability on, or very limited space availability on console. So it's all well and good to have, 16K textures on everything on PC. It might ruin the frame rate, but you could do it. But it's just not something that's possible for console, and that's why Giants are seemingly very picky with textures. There's at least a reason behind it. It's not pointless. Christian Oxy can be, I'm trying to figure out what it is. Because he is a nice guy. He can be a bit odd. He is very open to ideas, but sometimes he just gets this one idea into his head, and he very much is Oxy. But I've seen it from himself. He's very open to funny ideas, but sometimes he just gets this one idea into his head, and he won't let it go. And I would assume that the sky was one of them in FS17. He is multi-talented. He is very talented at a lot of stuff that he sets his mind to. I've seen him do a lot more than just coding. Even the few days I was there, he was working on something for the Polish stream. That came out really well. That was really cool. I think it was the Polish stream. That worked out really well, and as it turned out, I didn't know this at the time, there was a secret plan for a surprise for me that I didn't know about, that never ended up happening. Hey, Eva Scots. There was what's the other CEO? I've only met Christian. I haven't met I can't remember the other guy's name. The other guy was still in Switzerland. He stayed in Switzerland. I would presume he's also quite nice. Probably not very good with English though, which is probably why they sent Christian went to Germany instead of the other guy whose name escapes me. When is X-Men going on sale so you can buy it? I don't know, Hodge. Also, when you buy it, you're going to be assaulted by probably Hayden to also get VATS in. It's me, evil. Give me the answers. I don't know. Hopefully during the next Steam sale, which there's a website that tells you when it's predicted, but I can't remember what the website is. He invited you to Silver Streak LLC, which is a VA he's running, that I'm making all the money for, might I add, in FS Economy, and probably his own Discord. Oh my god, there's so much of this. I probably should have got a bigger harvester, but I never had the money on the map to get a bigger harvester. Also, pet peeve of FS19 for me. and I'm sure a lot of you guys will agree with this, the wear on equipment goes up way too fast. Because I've already repaired this header in this field, and it's already up to 17% worn. Least the ideal. No. They'll learn, Sean. They always learn. This is something about Giants, is like they'll, especially with Lars as community manager now, and I can't speak for Chris, but with Lars as community manager, he takes pretty much everything on board. As much criticism as Giants gets, he kind of wades through it and tries to find the constructive way to phrase it. And he does agree with the community on quite a few aspects of the criticism. I'm not going to say what exactly, but a few of the criticisms that we have raised of the game in general, he's agreed with. We're going to play on Woodshare. Where is it, David? I'll have a look at it right now. Is it on the mod hub? Map. Woodshare. New Woodshare. Ooh, no, that's not for me. No. No, that's not a map for me. Square Fields. You have to play some multiplayer? Yeah. I think so, at least. Problem is, Chad, I'm one to have as much money as possible at the end of this. And I'm going to sell off all the vehicles at the end of it. And there's a reason I want to do that. I'm going to keep that a secret for now. Lars listens to everything. And he will weigh it all up. And he will present Giants with... Or he will figure out what he thinks is the best plan to move forward. Based on all the feedback that people gave in the forums, on the Discord, and wherever. He'll look through all that and weigh it all up and give feedback to Giants as a whole. Fancy it as a strength where every other game seems to be better. That's, yeah. See, the problem is, Oxy, and I'll be very open here. I think Giants know this as well. They kind of have a monopoly on the farm sim market because they've got the brand recognition, they've got the most sales, they've got availability on console and PC, they've got everything going for them. But the problem is, when there's a monopoly, there's no reason to improve. Yeah, Farm Sim could literally release the same game every year, and they'd still be the #1 game in the farming simulator market. We've seen recently that they've felt threatened for whatever reason by cattle and crops. And that was before 19 released, and then suddenly 19 is a very different game to 17. For better or for worse, it is very different to what came before. Welcome back, Weaving. And that's what happens when there's some competition. Yeah, there is suddenly a jump. Back in the day, back in FS13, there were decent-sized jumps between games because there was AgriSim to compete with, and well, UIG killed AgriSim because they pushed the developers too hard, and the game never ever got finished. Not heard many updates about cattle and crops lately. Cattle and crops are struggling big time. I don't know if they're struggling financially, but definitely in terms of knowledge and man hours available, they're struggling. And that's not insider knowledge. That's just somebody looking in from the outside who knows what game dev can be like for a small novice team, they're not going to be struggling. Or they're not going to be doing well. Console mods equipment wise are 19 or first year 17. Kind of crops losing money. You might remember I said I did some maths and I reckoned cattle and crops were in the red, big time. I heard some new figures with regards to farm sim, and kind of extrapolating from that, I think cattle and crops are still making money. But obviously with the amount of time it's taking them to develop the game and the small market they're aiming at, there is going to be a point where they will start losing money. Because, you know, they got to pay the dev team, number one. They've got to pay their whoever's doing those community posts for them. They've got to pay web hosting on everything. They've got to pay licensing fees. They've got to pay artists. They got to pay this and that and the other. And, you know, there's money going out everywhere, but you don't hear too many people buying cattle and crops now. So I would say that the income stream is drying up. I think cattle and crops only have like 100k. They probably have significantly more than that, but the problem is money can only go so far, and they're gonna very soon, I think, start running into financial difficulties. I can't see cattle and crops releasing a V1. Even being hugely generous to them financially, the money will run out before they release a V1 at their current rate of development. So I don't know how they're gonna try and move forward, but they're gonna struggle. When will Oakfield be out? Hopefully tomorrow, Queeveen. If not tomorrow, hopefully Monday. If not Monday, hopefully Tuesday. If not Tuesday, hopefully Wednesday. If not Wednesday, hopefully Thursday. If not Thursday, hopefully Friday. Etc, etc, etc. Unless they're bought out by a publisher, then cattle and crops team is dead. Maybe Epic Games will buy them. Like they bought Rocket League last night. So I guess that game I'm never playing again. I was just there with a random football comment. Also, we got 47 people in chat, only 21 likes. Come on, guys. Let's get the like numbers up. Let's get a like spike going. If you're enjoying, hit the like button. And maybe subscribe also. 8199915. That's excluding Steam sales. That's excluding. There was a kind of financial injection a couple of months ago by some company of investors. So that's including two different cash flows. That 800 grand is just from Kickstarter and PayPal pledges, I guess. Hey, Alexander and Roscoe. So they probably got conservatively 1.5 million euro. Which is enough to develop a game, but the problem is their development cycle is so slow. Who are we on about? Cattle and crops, as always. The problem with cattle and crops is the development cycle is so slow that I honestly can't see them getting the game fully developed in time for the money to not have run out. Is Manor out yet? No, not yet, Josh. It's going through testing at the moment. Looks like it's failing again, but fewer and fewer fails every time, so Nathan's getting happier and happier. the big issue I see with Cattle and Crops is going to be their finances, because Star Citizen is like 300 mil. The game's Star Citizen is a textbook case of feature creep gone wild. Star Citizen is just feature creep the game. It is amazing to watch and to follow, because you see the community saying it's gonna be so good, it's gonna be so good. This new feature just got announced for the game. Yeah, but the last feature they announced hasn't been fully implemented yet, and the last 3 before that also haven't been fully implemented. So they're announcing and announcing and announcing features, but not actually finishing any of them. I don't know, Alexander. I think MJ got a bit frustrated with some of the errors he's been getting, and failures he's been getting, and might be trying to rework bits of the map based on absolutely zero information, by the way. That is just a blind guess. He might also be trying to anticipate problems and working bits that didn't throw up an error. Yeah, if you guys ever want to see what feature creep is, and if you Google it, it'll be like there's no, I can't think of the exact definition, but it's when a game developer just keeps thinking up new features and keeps thinking up new features and keeps thinking up new features before old features are implemented, old new features are implemented, and it just turns into a money pit, basically. You look at Star Citizen, you see the news coming out about it, and it's new feature this, new feature that, new feature the other, but very news of features actually being fully implemented. It is a textbook example of what feature creep looks like. It is, as somebody who's interested in gaming, just in general, it's amazing to watch the development of Star Citizen, and amazing to watch what pure feature creep actually looks like, and what a community who has paid a lot of money and has financial fallacies working in their favor of, well, I paid good money for this, so it's going to be worth the money, surely. I mean, look at all the new features they're throwing at it and all this, and it's a lot of fallacies working at once, and it's amazing to watch the number one, the feature creep itself, but number two, the psychology behind it is amazing to watch. It's really stunning, and it sucks that Star Citizen is likely never going to be finished. I'm gonna be honest. But it's amazing to watch as somebody interested in gaming as a whole and interested in development side of things and technical side of things, to watch all this kind of play out over the course of the last couple of years and even to this day, and it's really interesting. What about your landing last night? 88 knots, 100 FPM. I can't remember what my miracle landing was in the 738. I don't think it's heading towards a crash, Yanis. I think it's just driving through jelly. 89 to 200. It's just joystick enough for it. Ideally, you'll have like a whole task set up, but you can get away. You can get away. And Landy uses this on P3D with this. You can really get away with just an Xbox controller. Is it MP? It can be if you want it to be, Steve. Hayden and I use something called VATSIM, Virtual Air Traffic Simulations, which is a multiplayer client. Hey, Tom. It's joystick with a little control on. Oh, you'll probably get away with that, Hodge. Just be aware that the throttle control might be a bit weird. You need to be careful how you bind it. There are other multiplayer clients available for flight sims, Steve, just for the case of being. You know, you can see each other, there's no crash physics, luckily. I've seen planes taxiing through each other, landing through each other, and stuff like that before. Spawning on top of each other. Which at one point caused the new codec in development for VATSIM to crash, which was kind of hilarious. Speaking of, that should be out in the next month or so. Hooray! VATSIM pilots the world around rejoice as news of the new codec potentially being rolled out in the next month or so breaks. Clear audio. Not people farting through trombones that are pointed into kazoos. Are you using GPS? Nope. If I was using GPS, you'd have the GPS sounds going off, which you clearly don't. No more banana leaves? I don't get that reference. I am not Steve Rogers. I do not understand that reference. Ooh, Hayden, and actually everybody, for that matter. It's because I'm considering chatting out the game, possibly. Hey, Mikey. My new headset. I've been tracking it on the internets. It is apparently in Lichfield in the UK, but has been there for the last 2 days. I'm actually gonna run a refresh on my eBay page here, see if there's a new tracking number after being generated, because no, and that's really concerning. Copy. That's not what I want. And actually, eBay global shipping tracking. Literally gonna check where it is right now. Paste track package. Still in Lichfield. I am concerned. Hello, Robert. I am concerned that it has gone missing. What headset did I order? Logitech G430, I think it is. Can't remember exactly. Yeah, G430. Hey. It's the ones that were used at the preview streams. If you remember the final preview stream where myself, Lethian and Martin were all wearing these blue headsets with little mics popping down. Those were Logitech G430s. I found them incredibly comfortable, so I have bought one. Contact the seller, see where it is. I've got tracking, but the problem is the tracking. I did some digging. The tracking number is for a cover-up tracking site, so it's not supposed to be here until Tuesday. If it's not here by Tuesday, I'll start. I'll contact the seller and say, okay, what's the story here? Because it's supposed to be through eBay Global Shipping, and the address in Lichfield that it has gone to is the eBay Global Shipping Centre for the UK. What route are you required to do in a Dreamliner? Hayden has one in the planes room. We'll use that route. They look comfy. Yes, they are. They're a bit. You know, the spring inside and the top of them is a bit tight, so they like push in quite hard on your ears. But on the bright side, it doesn't have the horrific fake leather around the ear pads and stuff, which is something that was a must not have for my new headset, because I'm really frustrated at every headset I have having the fake leather wear off. Yeah, Hayden, could you send him the route that you pasted into the planes room yesterday? Because we'll use that route tomorrow. I can program that into the FMC fairly easily. And I'll run test route tonight. Sound quality is amazing, comfy. Yeah, I can't fault this headset. The only thing is it's getting a bit old now, and the it's just kind of moving up beyond its useful life. Up to the limit of it, I should say. So I'm gonna retire this as soon as the new one arrives and swap to the Logitech and have this as a spare in case the Logitech breaks. How are things with me? Things are very good with me, Brendan. How are things with you? Can't fault G2000. Sound quality is amazing, comfy. Everybody's gonna have different. Farming Boy, what would I use it for? You can't wrap oats. I did download it last night using the link you sent me, but you can't wrap oats. I literally have no use for it right now. Things are good for change. Very good to hear, Brendan. Yeah, I understand if... Number one, I hate when people say, Get this, Dave. I hate when people do that. Number two, I'm clearly not doing any grass work. In fact, I'm finishing up this map. The next stream is going to be finishing this harvest and probably selling everything off. And then taking note of how much money I have at the end. But there's no grass work going to be done on this map yet. Might try another brand. You give the 430s a try, Ennis, if they're affordable for you. That said, I am a bit of a Logitech fanboy. Well, I moved away from Logitech mice for sure, because oh my god, they have issues. I actually have Logitech speakers that I never use. I never use them for like music and videos when I'm the only one home, which is very rare. I've of course got the G27, which I love. But yeah. So as I think they call it Razer. Oh god, Razer are terrible. Razer, you pay for the sticker on the side. Razer are almost as bad as Alienware in terms of quality. That said, my spare keyboard is actually a Razer, so I shouldn't complain too much. Costs for everything, yeah, it costs way too much. Yeah. That's where you need to tell him to start researching what actually is the best for what he's looking at, as opposed to what he wants the most. Because I would have loved to get, you know, that super high-end £150 set of headphones or the studio quality mic and all this kind of stuff, and I just kind of looked and said, that's not what I need though. I need a headset that has a mic that I know will be good and that I know I will like. So I went with a known quantity in the form of the Logitech G430. It conveniently met all my requirements as well. Compared to keyboard, mouse, and headsets, some cheap brands work up for the price. Keyboard's a non-brand, mouse is a non-brand. My headset... I always say never go for unbranded mice, but the one I've got is actually working very well. But for the headset, the G430 was the best looking of a bad bunch. Because everything else had these weird angles and stuff, and like it was all kind of off. Whereas at least with the G430, I kind of know what I'm getting myself into. I know the sound quality of the mic isn't going to be perfect, but I'm not going to be using that to stream actively or to record actively. That's going to be effectively a backup mic for normal use. And during flight sim streams, by the way, I should mention this. During flight sim streams, when I have the new headset, you'll see the mic down, but only during flight sim streams. It's going to be my VATSIM mic, because the Blue Yeti I have configured in such a way that it works perfectly for streaming and for TeamSpeak, but it's quiet. So my VATSIM client sees it as a cold mic. I want one that will be picked up well, so I'll be using the Logitech mic as a second source and a backup mic for most cases, but for VATSIM it'll be primary. Hello, Venus. Just a reminder, by the way, that there is going to be no Landy stream today. Landy Kid will not be streaming. Landy Kid sent me a message before I started streaming that he will not. And the reason behind it is the exact same reason that I thought he wouldn't stream yesterday. His sore throat. He pushed himself a bit too hard yesterday and basically couldn't talk on TeamSpeak last night. He was kind of whispering into his mic to try and keep his voice in some sort of way working. So, nice quality look for and look after your PC. Even then, you don't need to go for the most expensive stuff. This is the weird thing, because the graphics card I'm looking at, the exact one that I'm looking at, is the top of the line Strix 2070. It's not the most expensive. I think somebody dropped a dislike from me saying Razer's crap, which it is, or from me saying Landy's not streaming, which he's not, and I'm sorry, but he ruined his voice yesterday by streaming. And yeah. Like, whenever I've got a sore throat, you might notice that I either avoid streaming or have the mic right in my face, so that I can basically whisper into the mic. Best managed performance PC parts. I look for best performance and then try and find best value for that performance. As it so happens, one of the best value 2070s is actually the best one. You haven't liked or disliked yet? Steve! I'll be finishing up in a few minutes, by the way. I think we're probably gonna finish off this half of the field, and then we'll leave the other half for tomorrow. Not tomorrow, for Tuesday is going to be Oakfield. Hayden, stop with the Mulan reference. I told you to stop with the Mulan reference. A-core 16 thread CPU for less than €200, a good deal. You're gonna want to check the clock speed of it as well, Jans. Clock speed is actually arguably just as important, if not more important, than the actual amount of cores. Yet we still said this on your cow. You still continued the Mulan reference. Hayden, you get. I now have the chorus from I'll Make a Man Out of You stuck in my head. Not the entire chorus, just the one line. Just the line, I'll make a man out of you, is playing on loop in my head right now. I'm going to have to listen to some extremely heavy metal to get that out. By the way, Hayden, did you watch the video that I sent you the other day? The music video. Because I sent it to Trav as well, and I don't know if you watched it. Hey, CD. How's it going, dude? Video? Yeah, I sent you a music video the other day. On Discord. Which I'm not intentionally not saying the name of, because it's not family friendly. I also have a funny story about another music video that I need to tell you after the stream, actually, Hayden. Yes, that one. Be warned, it's incredibly loud. 3 gigs bass. That's not bad then, Yanis. Anyone out on Oakfield? Back in testing, hopefully tomorrow, CD. Hopefully it won't fail on something stupid again. And that is the absolute latest from today. It is back in testing. We'll hopefully see it released tomorrow on console and on PC. We can only hope. Hey, VF. What's wrong with the song, Hayden? Oakfield, is back in testing. VF. Ox was in earlier. Back in testing. Hopefully we'll see it tomorrow. He wouldn't say if it passed or failed. I did warn you it was loud, Hayden. I did warn you it was loud. I mean, it is heavy metal. It's supposed to be loud. But that is going to do it for today, I think. But not that loud. I'll throw it into the admin room after the stream, Yanis. I can't say the name during the stream. Or Hayden can throw it into the admin room. Yeah, it's not a family-friendly name. I use it as a meme song to annoy Sim and Landy. Because, like, Sim's okay with heavy metal, but not that heavy, and Landy hates heavy metal, so I occasionally throw that into TeamSpeak and tell them to watch it, and listen as they proceed to swear at me for throwing in extremely heavy death metal into TeamSpeak. Hey, Somerset, you are arriving at a horrifically bad time, I'm afraid, because I am just about done for the day. Just lining up for the next Marwell stream, and that's going to do it for today. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, voice crack, like and subscribe, and stuff like that. Until next time, stay safe, and goodbye.